Hey guys, what's cracking? Your Kingdom Coach here. Just wanted to check in with you, starting out my YouTube channel here. And essentially what we're talking about is we're talking about coaching, right? Here's one thing that I think is really important, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Your Kingdom Coach, what it stands for me. Your Kingdom Coach, right? So what I find in my area of the United States, and I live in Las Vegas, and some of the travel that I've been through as of lately, I find that people are weaker in spirit than they can be. And potentially that's because of, the lack of the Father being in their life, right? And so I want to reflect back to a conversation that I had with Pastor Paul Benjamin. He wrote a book, No Child Without a Dad. And I thought that book was very impactful for me. The reason why I say that is I feel like I grew up without a father. So my father left, came back, left, came back, left, came back. I have 3 brothers from that scenario. And it's one of those things that's impactful. Why? Because I feel like I didn't learn the things I could have learned. I got lucky. And what I mean by that is lucky for me was that I didn't fall in this lame category. And it's not a judgment that I say lame, but a category that didn't allow for me to empower myself to do things. Now that might be you. You might be in a situation where, you had a lot of trouble growing up and you're still having that same trouble because you didn't have anybody to help you have a conversation about winning. Number one, you didn't have anybody to have a conversation with you about doing the right things. And so you fell victim to some of the pitfalls, which is, being a person. It's not rocket science. And so the reason why that I'm here is I think the fabric of America is in a different place where it's okay for us to not be responsible for our actions. If you look at decriminalization, you look at some other things, you can see how the fabric of the nation is changing. I don't like it. And I feel like I'm in a place now that I can do something about it from my small little pulpit over here, right? For you, it might not be a place where you are in terms of religion, but for me in my house, it's God for sure. And for you, it just me. You might be undecided. You might be in a place where you don't know God and you don't know the Father because you couldn't trust your own father to get to a place where you could then have some education on God. You might be spiritual, but maybe you're not connected. I'm here to help you navigate, it's not red pill, blue pill. It's a place where you can understand and trust yourself. I'm going to tell you a short story of a guy named Kelly that I knew. He was a heavy drinker, but a very, very cool and impactful person in my life. And he said this, he says, if you're praying or if you're praying to God out loud, it's helpful and it's impactful because you're listening to yourself. And maybe in the past you haven't trusted yourself. And so therefore you're going to change the way you act by speaking to yourself. And it may take a lot of work. I'm putting out a book and it's called the 100-Day Reset. The first book's going to be just based on the 30 days. And it's going to be called The Deconstruction of Detrimental Thinking. The goal, and it's a free group, is to be able to get people to a place where they can simply cohesively trust themselves again. And that might be something that you're going through. For me, I was going through it for a long time. There's a story that you'll hear me tell about my son who was shot 12 times on the strip, 10 exit wounds, yet he survived it because God was the presence and saved him. And that's the only belief that I have. It might not be the same belief for you. You might be against the Lord in your situation because maybe you had somebody very close to you that passed away and didn't make it. And so that further beat up your belief in the Lord or the Father, whether that was your father or not, right? So I'm here to help you, knit this fabric back together. And that might be something that takes months. It might be something that takes years. It might be something that potentially never happens for you. But I have this channel in the hope that I can help some people overcome the defeat that they feel in their lives. Your Kingdom Coach is about your kingdom. Your kingdom is what is it that you have going on in your life that makes up your day. It could be work, it could be family, it could be finances, it could be fun, it could be debauchery, right? If I have any help in steering you in the right direction, you're going to live a better life related to, for me, it's the 10 Commandments. For you, it might be something else. If I commit any of those crimes based on the 10 Commandments, they're pretty much interchangeable. I've said this before. If you steal from me, then you may as well commit another breakage of the 10 Commandments upon me as well, because they're all the same to me, even though they have different consequences. Here's what's also said, right? The Lord will forgive you for the things that you've done, but there's still going to be earthly consequences for that. So think about that for a second. Now, imagine you're a person like me who doesn't want to hurt anybody, but still maybe messes up, but your intention is there to not hurt anybody. Well, you can live a very fruitful life if you decide to. Now, you're going to see some of my other channels that are out there. This one's just going to be focused on helping people. I don't want anything from you. Most of the things that I do are going to be free scenarios there. Part of your Kingdom Coach is helping you build a kingdom within your own ecosystem that allows for you to be fruitful, that allows you to be remote, that allows you to be someone that spends more time with your family than you do at work. So this is my goal, and I appreciate you being here. And I really want to close it with these couple minutes here and talk to you a little bit about our current direction. Our current direction is we're not good with the way we feel the progression of the world is. And we feel that if there's not some sort of intervention, meaning we have other people that have the same or similar viewpoints as we do, pushing to be able to be relevant again and pushing to make the United States and eventually the world a better place to live. There's going to be some conversations on this channel that are not going to be vanilla. This is my introduction, and my introduction is meant to say, hey, listen, guys, we got to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to start treating each other better. You can see in the streets right now, and just like I was talking about Pastor Paul Benjamin, he wrote that book because the Trayvon Martin shooting happened right on his doorstep within 500 feet. So do we want that type of America? Do we want that type of situation for our lives? Or do we want peace, tranquility, financial gain, and not at the expectation of cheating somebody or not at the expense of another person? So I'd like for you to join my channel and just watch the steps that I have, because I'm not out there to hurt anybody. And hopefully you're not either. But if you are currently hurting someone in one way or another, stop it, right? Change who you are, because that version of you is not going to be the greatest one that you can present to the world for what gifts the Lord has given you. So I appreciate you spending the time here. You know, I'm going to say this. If you're somebody who's young or somebody who's kind of lost their way and they're older, go check out my other channel in the next video so that you can see it's not difficult to reinvent yourself. One thing that happened for me was when my son was hurt, I couldn't be a chef anymore. And although I tried, I just didn't feel like spending 17 hours building monuments to other people was part of the solution. So I jumped ship and I did my own thing, and I was sucked at it for a long time. And I don't want that to be something that is for you. But if you move steadily towards a goal ultimately, and you control your circumstances as much as possible, you'll create the life you want. That's why I'm here, to help you create the life that you want based on your own terms. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be something that if you feel that you can move forward and you omit the fact that defeat is a possibility, you'll get to the next place. So I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining Your Kingdom Coach channel. Be sure to subscribe, hit that button, and so that you can get more content. I'm shooting for 2 days a week right now, and I'm going to grow this channel, and then eventually it's going to be a full-time scenario for me. Much love. God willing, I'll be able to wake up tomorrow and do this again. Thanks so much.